Today on Most Buffalo, we are diving into Easter at the Aquarium of Niagara. From scuba diving bunnies to an Easter egg hunt underwater, we'll show you what's happening this Easter. Plus, an Allentown staple gets a fresh new start. We're taking you out to eat at the newly renovated Fat Bob's Smokehouse. And a mission years in the making launches in Western New York, or not in Western New York, but with a Western New York fingerprint. Learn all about the local companies that helped make the Artemis II launch a success. Most Buffalo starts right now. Hi there, welcome to Most Buffalo. I'm Lauren Hall, and we're covering all of those stories and events. Plus, meteorologist Jennifer Sinonis will join us shortly. But first, we are looking ahead to a big, unofficial, but for many people and families in Western New York, very official holiday. We're talking about Dingus Day coming up, the celebration of Polish pride that happens the day after Easter with food, polka music, and the historic parade. The holiday marks the end of Lent, and it has grown into one of Western New York's biggest cultural traditions. And one place celebrating in a big way is the Adam Mickiewicz Library and Dramatic Circle. Channel 2's Courtney Courtwright is joining us now with the organizers behind this year's celebration.
Yeah, thanks, Lauren. Joining us now in studio is Anella Bai, president of the Mickiewicz Library, and David Wendell from Parkside Avenue Brass. Thanks so much for being here, guys.
Thank you for having us.
I think I just said it to you guys. It's kind of crazy that we're already made it to Dingus Day almost, right?
It's hard to believe that we are 5 days away, and preparations, I feel, have been underway since January to make this event one of our best fundraisers of the year.
So let's talk about it. How much preparation goes into an event like this?
Hours and hours of planning to pull it off every single year. But without it, you know, our organization, that's our largest fundraiser for the year.
Because the library has been such a big destination on Dingus Day.
Yes.
So talk to us about that.
So the Adam Mickiewicz Library is located at 612 Fillmore Avenue in Buffalo, New York, in the historic Polonia district. And we actually have been around our organization for 131 years in Buffalo. And while Dingus Day is a more modern celebration in Buffalo for the past 40 years, we continue to showcase our Polish culture and heritage every 365 days of the year.
So what do we have planned? I know you probably have a list of things, right? It might take a while, but what do we have planned? No, it's good.
So our event, the gates open to the public at noon on Dingus Day, Monday. And then at 2 o'clock, Parkside Brass Band is taking the stage in the back hall. And then at 6 o'clock, we have Buffalo's Those Idiots performing as our headliner.
So what is it like, David, to be part of this event?
It's just wonderful. Our band's been around for 25 years, wow. And we've been putting on polka shows, mostly German style, but we were asked last year to play at the library, and we had a great time, and we were invited back, which is wonderful. So we spent the entire year adding more music, more appropriate music, and we are looking forward this year to having just a great time down there.
Yeah, what is your favorite part about being up there, seeing everybody dancing, is it?
It's seeing the crowd react. Mm-hmm. To be able to perform and then see the way people react to what you're doing is it's just wonderful. It warms your heart.
Yeah, and obviously you're part of the entertainment. Is there any more entertainment? Can you walk us through the lineup?
So it's Parkside Polka Band, and then at 2 o'clock, and then we have a pause for the parade, and then Those Idiots take the stage at 6 p.m.
Yeah. So we were talking about the history of the library. It's been around since 1895.
Correct.
So what does it mean to be able to host an event, have the band here, have everybody come and gather? It's really a community event. So why is it so special to host it here at the library?
It brings together everybody, the young at heart, and then the youngest children. It's where they're learning traditions from a very young age.
And you connect the community here.
Absolutely.
And it's great because Dingus Day is on Monday. Mm-hmm. So let's just say, people are just tuning in, right? Mm-hmm. What is Dingus Day, if people don't know?
So Dingus Day in Poland is the end of Lent, and it's the celebration of just fertility and being young at heart. And it's oftentimes like a mating season ritual. The guys will squirt girls with water, and we're not allowing squirt guns this year, but and guys and girls will hit guys with pussy willows to kind of show that they like each other, and it's a nice start of spring time in Poland.
Yeah, and you have the pussy willow.
I do. It's actually straight from my front yard
Oh, that's
treat.
awesome.
Yes.
Sure sign of spring,
Exactly.
though, right? So, do we need tickets? How can people come and watch the Parkside Brass Avenue? Oh, sorry, excuse me, the Parkside Avenue Brass Band and others.
So tickets are available online pre-sale at givebutter.com/dingus2026 until Friday. And they're $10. At the gate, it's $15. And if you have proof that you've been at another venue, it's $2. And they can scan the QR code right on here, and it'll take you right to the site.
And is there anything you guys think I missed? We have about 30 seconds left.
No, just really looking forward to it and hope we have a wonderful crowd. The weather is supposed to be good. We're supposed to get a break on Monday from the rain, which would be wonderful.
A nice break, right?
Yes.
Thank you guys so much
No
for
problem.
joining us for Most Buffalo. We
Thank you.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you
so
so
much.
much.
Lauren?
Thank you, Courtney, and thank you to our guests. Here with meteorologist Jennifer Sinonis now, and most importantly, our Polish meteorologist.
So my mom, she was born in Poland and came here with my grandma, my babcia, and Dingus Day, Easter, this whole time of year is such a special time. And so it's funny because I'll be like, Mom, when are you coming to visit? She's like, I'll see you Dingus Day.
Yeah.
And we'll go to the Broadway market for Easter.
So you did grow up celebrating Dingus Day. A lot of times people haven't heard of it until they spend time here in Buffalo.
Yeah, I remember like the Pussy Willows and all of that. And then, you know, I feel like here kind of takes it to the next level. And like Chicago, I mean, a lot of the bigger Polish community cities do yeah, it's so awesome to be a part of it. And been to plenty of those Dingus Day parades, and it's so wonderful for everyone just to come together and just have a great time.
And the music and the
You
celebration.
gotta do the polka dancing.
You got to go to the library at least once.
And the library.
Yeah, you do.
And so at one point, I remember it was toward the end of one of the Dingus Days, and someone was like, oh, well, there's actually like a whole section here. Do you want to go explore? And there's books and like these old maps. And it's like, okay, I'm going to touch that. But it was just really cool and interesting to some of the history as well.
So much history.
As well as all the fun.
As well as all the fun, yes. And hopefully good weather this year.
Yeah. I know. On that note, it's going to be cooler. Hopefully mainly dry, but it will be cooler, probably in 30s and 40s.
No matter what it is, it doesn't
It's still gonna
keep
be
the
fun.
crowds away.
Well,
And
great.
if you plan on celebrating Dingus Day or want to know how, here's what you need to know. The 20th annual Dingus Day Buffalo Parade steps off at 5:30 in the evening on Monday, starting on Memorial Drive, heading west on Broadway and ending at Fillmore Avenue. Organizers say this year's celebration in the historic Polonia district will be bigger and better than ever, and hopefully have a little less snow. More than 125 groups and floats are expected to take part.
And guess what? Buffalo won't be the only place to celebrate Dingus Day. Just go north a little bit, and the 6th annual North Tonawanda Dingus Day Parade steps off Monday at 5 p.m. Participants lining up on Thompson Street before they head down Oliver and through Webster Streets, and then crossing the Renaissance Bridge into the city of Tonawanda. The parade wraps up near Canal Street, where the celebration continues with a free after party at the Canal Street Pavilion. So you could just like bop around many different places. Oh yeah, that probably wasn't as fun of a year with the drenching.
It's one of those holidays, late March, early April.
It's a wild
and
card.
you just don't know what you're going to get.
I think it'll be mostly dry though. It might be cold enough to support just maybe a few flakes, but we still got a few days. But overall, it looks like, even though sometimes a mix of clouds and sunshine and mainly dry.
All right.
Just chilly.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
And as many mark Holy Week, you can experience a unique event called Journey Through Good Friday.
Channel 2's Kevin O'Neill is in Tonawanda with more on that.
First Trinity Lutheran Church, let's go where we are first of all, Niagara Falls Boulevard in Tonawanda, and you said across from Trader Joe's, which really, I knew immediately where you were, and all are invited tomorrow for this Journey Through Good Friday. Carolyn Doster, hi, the director.
Yeah,
what was the mission behind this?
We wanted people to be able to really experience Good Friday rather than just hearing it. We wanted people to use all their senses and to walk through at their own pace. And it's interactive, so people can do things as they go to each area of 15 areas total.
You're telling the story before the crucifixion, and of course during the crucifixion. It starts with the Last Supper.
Right.
Walk us through it quickly. It's sort of you experience the journey along with Jesus.
Exactly. Basically the last hours of Jesus' life here on earth. And so we start off with the Last Supper and the washing of the feet of his disciples, and then you'll walk through and enter a beautiful area called the Garden of Gethsemane, where you can reflect and pray and write down a prayer and put it in the garden. And our prayer team here at our church will pray next week.
Fast forward that you do go
Yes.
through the crucifixion and the trials, and of course it does end with the tomb.
Yes.
Okay, so what do you want people to get out of this?
We just want them to sense the depth of Jesus' love and the sacrifice and the suffering that he went through for us. And it's a very meaningful experience for people. People are often deeply moved as they walk through this.
And true to Lutheran tradition, no admission.
No admission, no, grace is free.
Okay, come on by. Okay, so
Yes.
what are the hours tomorrow?
10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay, excellent. Appreciate it. Again,
Thank you so much.
Niagara Falls Boulevard is where we are, First Trinity Lutheran Church. It's a great way to spread the good word. On your side in Tonawanda, I'm Kevin O'Neill, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Kevin. Yes, it's the holiest week of the year for Christians and Catholics. Passover is also happening right now, so it is a very spiritual couple weeks here.
Yeah, and the blessing of the baskets.
Yes.
And, you know, we all have so many family traditions, and, you know, part of that Broadway market every
Yes.
year you go there. And I know we do the pisanki when you do the colored eggs, but with the wax.
Yes, I actually have done that before.
Yeah,
it's an amazing, it's an amazing artistic ability that the women have that can do it. And they
have
do it right at the Broadway
market.
launch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you can always get like the wooden versions or then the real, like very delicate
Yes.
versions, the actual
Yes.
eggshells.
Yeah, really, really cool. So yeah, we know that that's all part of the tradition, and we know the Easter Bunny is also going to be hanging out a couple different places around town this weekend.
And I'm sure the lines, they start to get really long at the Broadway market. This is the time of year. I mean, it's just so much going on there. It's just so lively.
Yes, absolutely. And we're going to have more to come on Most Buffalo on this note. We're going to take a look at some of the local connections behind the Artemis 2 launch. And also, Easter is splashing into the Aquarium of Niagara. We're going to tell you how families can get in on all the underwater Easter fun. Back now on Most Buffalo, and we are hopping and swimming into spring with a fun event coming up this weekend at the Aquarium of Niagara. It is getting ready for its annual Easter celebration, combining an Easter egg hunt with an underwater twist. From scuba diving bunnies to eggs hidden inside the exhibits, it is a family-friendly event designed to bring some holiday magic to the aquarium. Joining us in studio are Eric Walsh, Communications and Marketing Manager at the aquarium, and Dorothy Richards, an aquarist at the aquarium. So Eric, let's start with you. What's going on this weekend?
So this weekend is our annual Easter event. It's always an extremely popular event. It's our egg hunt under the sea, and it's the only place I can promise you that's going to have an underwater Easter bunny. But we have an Easter bunny who's going to be with us doing activities and games. You can search for those eggs in the exhibits. We'll even have adoptable bunnies from Springville Rabbit Rescue as well to talk about sort of the pet industry and the pet care and why bunnies aren't necessarily an impulse buy to make it Easter time.
That is an important topic for sure. And Dorothy, what will you be doing?
I will actually be the one that's doing the dive for the Easter Bunny kind of encounter. That's underwater at least. We dive our tanks a lot for maintenance purposes, making sure the tanks are very clean. And so this is more of a like kind of fun one where I can go up to the windows and interact with the kids. Like my favorite thing to do is to play rock, paper, scissors with them through the window, or just like take pictures with them kind of for fun.
And will you be throughout the aquarium?
We'll be just in the sea turtle exhibit.
Great. And what is it like to see the kids from on the inside the glass when you're dressed up as the Easter Bunny and diving underwater?
It's really fun. They get really excited to see me, and then like they're like, "Oh, it's someone underwater!" And then I like put up my hands to say like, you know, the person. They're like, "What?" And they start like going, and they have to. Their parents have to literally take them away because they'll just like, go on and on and on. So it's really fun.
And that also provides some enrichment for the animals at the aquarium as well, right?
Yeah. So actually, this as part of the whole event this weekend or this Saturday, we are putting plastic Easter eggs inside of all the exhibits as a way to both provide a scavenger hunt for the kids, but also to provide enrichment for our animals. So we dive our exhibits, as I said, pretty regularly. I actually was in our sea turtle exhibit today, cleaning it, so it'll be extra sparkly for the event on Saturday. So our sea turtle and animals in there are pretty used to that, but they're not used to having large, colorful eggs in their exhibit. Out in the wild, the environment around animals changes every single day. And so this is one way that we can provide a change to our animals' day and to their environment that is kind of a novel thing for them.
And do they get a special sense when it's like a true holiday, when there's more people there, maybe they're a little bit dressed up, there's an atmosphere, that they probably get a sense of that as well?
They also sometimes get an extra treat in their food that day, and that can probably alert them too.
Exactly, just as they should on a holiday. Eric, what are we not touching on as part of the Easter event coming up this weekend?
Well, mainly the fact that our egg hunt is indoors.
Yes.
So if it is rainy and cold outside, and if you just need to get the kids out of the house for those places, those districts that are on spring break, this is a great opportunity. But it's definitely the most unique Easter experience you're going to have here in Western New York for a while. So getting to touch on the bunny. We also we're going to be doing paper crafts with recycled egg cartons. So not only do you get a kind of take-home craft, but you can see how those things that you have lying around the house, instead of going in the garbage, you can make something really fun out of them. So we're obviously, like I said, bringing in the Springville Rabbit Rescue to kind of bring in those other local organizations. So it's a really great opportunity for us to bring people in, interact with the aquarium in a new way, have some Easter fun in a new way, and then also kind of see what you can do at home. And we have an incredible Easter bunny who does more than just stands there and takes pictures. I can promise you, as a parent myself, I have yet to see a kid that's gotten scared of our Easter bunny. So.
I was going to say, you have a really, really welcoming Easter bunny who also appears to be a very good dancer in this clip. What time is Easter happening at the Aquarium of Niagara on Saturday?
So the aquarium will be open 9 to 5. However, the activities are going to run from 10 to 4.
Wonderful. And should people get their tickets in advance?
Yes, it is always a good idea to buy your tickets online. If it is as busy as we hope it's going to be, that's your best way to make sure your spot is reserved. Make sure the process goes through nice and easily. Our members get in for free as part of their membership as well, so that makes it nice and smooth. But you can just go to aquariumofniagara.org and you can buy your tickets right there.
Wonderful. Eric and Dorothy, thank you so much for being here. Happy Easter and good luck with the underwater diving this weekend. You look great. And from Easter celebrations to good eats, we are heading out to eat now at a longtime barbecue spot in the city of Buffalo that's celebrating a big renovation. For nearly 3 decades, Fat Bob's Smokehouse has been serving up barbecue in Allentown.
Fat Bob's opened in 1998. I've been involved since 2003, owner since 2007, and over the past 20 years, we've really pushed growing our dining space, the food, really focus on the food.
Now that focus on growth includes a major overhaul of the bar area.
It's an older building. It was built in 1910. This opportunity was to focus on our bar space, which hadn't been touched really since I've been here.
The renovation was a full gut job, all to improve both the look and flow of service.
Everything on the bar side we closed, and we ripped out the old bar, ripped up the floor, brought some of the walls down to the studs, and then built it from the ground up. And customers are already noticing the difference. It's about the experience, about sitting down, being comfortable, watching a sporting event, watching the Sabres, Bills, whatever, while having a drink, having multiple people, staying longer, and so far we're starting to see that. Of course, the food is still the star, whether it's longtime favorites or behind-the-scenes specialties. All of our production's done here on site. Our brisket is an overnight smoke, so we put it in the evening. The guys come in the morning, do their magic, pull it out for service later that day. And from barbecue smoked wings to their famously popular mac and cheese. First getting into this business, I think we were a mac and cheese joint that was a side of barbecue. Because of the popularity of the mac and cheese, it was kind of like, hey, what's going on here? But it's been a huge staple. And even a few off-menu surprises for those in the know, like loaded tots. Here's a little bar secret. It's not featured on any menu. It's a kind of a secret bar menu. Pairs well with a beer. For owner Patrick Ryan and the Fat Bob's crew, the refreshed space and experience is more than just a facelift. It's an investment in the future of the business and the neighborhood. It's just our long-term commitment, right? It's our long-term commitment to our community. And we have more to come here on Most Buffalo. Fat Bob's is open 6 days a week for lunch and dinner, by the way. You can find more on our website. And from testing here in Western New York to the hardware that helped launch into space, we will show you how some local companies played a big role in the launch of Artemis II and what it took to get there.
Integrity, good roll pitch. Roger, roll pitch.
And Most Buffalo continues now. We are looking back at the moment Artemis 2 blasted off, bound for space and to go around the moon. NASA lifted off from Kennedy Space Center this week, ushering a new generation of Artemis explorers. Jen joins us again.
So cool.
And yeah, we know 4 astronauts are on board riding inside the Orion spacecraft on a 10-day mission. They're going to go around the moon and back. And this is a planning and testing mission that started years ago, and including some work on rocket components right here in Western New York. But what a moment to watch it.
Absolutely.
You said you watched it with your kids?
Yeah, and I mean, just the launch and seeing that, and the weather ended up being clear and perfect, even with those sort of little area rain showers, but that all cleared in time. And then I got home from work yesterday and we had it on and we're watching, you know, it's the live feed from NASA. And then when they went into where the astronauts were, you know, preparing for the next phase, and it was like almost like the best reality TV ever. It's just so awesome to just see the astronauts in action in the actual rocket.
It really, really is. And Channel 2's Ron Plants has been covering this behind the scenes, many aspects of it. He's showing us now how local companies helped power this mission in this original report.
The clock is operating. We're underway.
A lot of people don't necessarily know that, right? We've been supporting the testing here in Western New York since the dawn of the space era.
Even going back to the 1950s and then the 60s, when humans first went into space, massive wind tunnels like these, now powered by shock energy at Kubrick, the Calspan UB Research Center just off Genesee Street in Cheektowaga, have been used to test spacecraft with precision metal models like this one of the space shuttle, and including this 9-foot scale model of the SLS, or Space Launch System rocket vehicle for the Artemis mission that Kubrick used to check airflow and rocket engine heat levels for NASA for several years, starting back in 2013.
We were firing rocket motors at 3,000 psi and 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit to simulate the rocket motors, and that just very intense conditions, and make sure that the data coming off there is calibrated data so that NASA can use that directly to update their designs. It's an awesome responsibility that we all have. It's a huge team, right? And we have one tiny aspect of the whole thing. We're confident in the testing we did.
1, boosters in ignition, and liftoff of Artemis 1.
That teamwork carrying through to the Moog campus in Elma, where over 500 employees, from managers to engineers to technicians and machinists, have worked on the Artemis project, building devices called actuators for precise movement of the huge rocket engines on the SLS.
We build thrust vector control systems, which means we build the hardware that steers rockets. So we point the nozzles in the right direction, we point the rocket in the right direction, make sure it gets to wherever it needs to go, low Earth orbit, deep space exploration.
It's nice knowing that all my hard work goes up into space, like Joe said, and it's cool to know that you're helping improve the future of humanity and science in general.
And with these launches, Taylor Devices of North Tonawanda, best known for its seismic damper shock absorber devices to help cushion structures in earthquakes and high winds, developed that technology to precisely pull the launch pad umbilical cords away from the ascending rocket, as we heard from NASA managers who visited that company in 2023.
Those dampening systems help absorb the energy from that impact. Plays a critical role in the launch of the Space Launch System in the Orion spacecraft. And so we share that information when we visit companies like Taylor Devices and say, hey, what you do is incredibly important.
Taylor Devices also makes vibration control components to protect the crucial heat shield on the Orion capsule from the severe jolt of liftoff and those rocket engines, which produce up to 8.8 million pounds at maximum thrust as it climbs towards space and orbit. That shield needed to withstand up to 5,000 degrees in heat and make sure the astronauts survive that blazing re-entry plunge through Earth's atmosphere.
These devices that Taylor Devices produced for us is mounted between the OJAT panel and the crew module to make sure that it actually doesn't come in contact with the crew module and damage those very fragile tiles.
Yeah, in the old days of Apollo, once the bird left the pad, we could all breathe a sigh of relief. Now we have to worry about the entire mission.
There's a lot of stress and time put into ensuring our designs are going to succeed.
Coming out of University of Buffalo, I never dreamed I was going to be able to be part of the space program. And now 35 years later, I'm very, very proud to see us still in it.
On your side, Ron Plants, Channel 2 News.
Thanks again to Ron for that, and thank you for joining us for this edition of Most Buffalo. We'll see you back here for another live show on Monday, but you can always catch us here on WGRZ+.